the Golden State Warriors are up 1-0 on the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. And some big news coming out of this series. Now, we have, unfortunately, the great one, man, Steph Curry is going to be out at least a week, is what the reports are coming out, after having a sprained hamstring. Mike, I feel like we're a broken record sometimes. We're talking about this one, about if it's either Steph or nothing, man. Can Jimmy maintain what the team did? Buddy Hield stepped up. The rest of the team they played really well. The Batman and Robin role. Alfred took over. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it's Batman, Robin, and Alfred. And Alfred is now coming in as Robin now. So can Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, and those boys continue on, or was this just Minnesota's what happened in this game?
Minnesota shot the ball poorly in this game. That's what it was. I mean, give the credit to the Golden State Warriors. They had their role player step up. Draymond Green, 18 points. You haven't seen him score more than 10 points in what, like the middle of the season? He went 6 for 13, 4 for 10 from 3, learning from one of the Spash Bros right there. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Jimmy's doing what he does, 7 for 20, 2 for 8 from 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. I feel like he needs to go to the free throw line more, but he had 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 20 points, so he was really controlling everything out there on the floor. Steph Curry only played 13 minutes. He had 13 points. He was on
fire, man.
He was a point each minute.
That's what I was going to say, a point a minute.
Imagine if he stayed. But the role players did their thing. Buddy Hield, 24 points, 7 for 19, 5 for 8 from threes. Dude, he was doing what he needed to do. All you need to do is shoot the damn ball, like Jimmy said. Stop putting the ball on the ground and start dribbling, bro. Just shoot the ball. They did what they needed to do, but the Minnesota Timberwolves, bro, they shot 17% from the 3, 5 for 29. They went to the free throw line pretty good. They had 88% when it came to the free throws, but the only one that put up 20 points was Anthony Edwards. Close. Naz Reid, 19 points off the bench, but other than that, Mike Conley only 0 for 5 from the field, 0 points. Julius Randle had 18 points, but he shot 4 for 11, 0 for 3 in threes. I don't know, man. The Minnesota Timberwolves just had a bad game with shooting, and you can see it in the second quarter. Second quarter, they only scored 11 points. When you have a bad quarter like that, it's hard to come back in the game when the other team is consistently doing good. They weren't doing great, but they're doing good.
So there was an interesting thing to talk about a little bit as well in this game. You brought him up a little bit ago, Anthony Edwards. Obviously, he's the leader of the team. He actually got called out by his head coach into the game. His head coach told him, basically, you're supposed to be the heart and soul and the leader of this team, and you need to start acting like it. I don't know. It was interesting, man. He also missed his first 10 shots in a row. Still ended up having a decent scoring output or whatever, but I think it's where that I hate to do that or whatever, like the maturity aspect of it and stuff, but I think that he needs to just keep his head in the game. And I think that he gets a little bit too inconsistent for me sometimes, where if he's on and he's in the zone, he's one of the best players in the league, hands down. But I feel like he gets out of the zone too quickly, too easily, and gets almost distracted in a way, and he ends up he's had a couple of these games where it's like, dude, what are you doing? How are you this good and then just playing like just not that good or like that? I think some of these guys that they end up making bad plays as well. So like if you're off in the shot, start making other plays, man. Start maybe facilitating the ball a little bit more. Maybe someone else will get the ball rolling for you, and then you can all of a sudden start scoring a little bit more. Makes it easier for you because now you're not necessarily the focal point. But missing 10 straight shots, that's not good. That's not going to do it for your team, man.
Yeah, no, that's a poor. Obviously, you don't want to start out like that, and he knows it. He probably beat himself for it, missing 10 straight shots. But I mean, shoot, bro, and he is the best shooting 3-point person in the league this season. He broke the record for it this season, or he just led the league in the most 3-point shots.
I think it's
made.
led league, yeah.
Yeah, I think he just led the lead. But yeah, you start off with 10 missed shots, and you go 9 for 22 in the whole game. Imagine those 10, you make 5 of those, you're in it. It was only 99-88, you're in it, you know? But shoot, man.
I found it interesting that Golden State, even without Steph going out early, was still able to be pretty dominant in this game. I mean, they had 10 and 12-point leads pretty much the entire game. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And this goes back to that trade for Jimmy Butler, man. I think that Jimmy Butler trade is really going to make dividends for the Golden State Warriors, because Jimmy's, obviously, you've heard the term always a bunch, playoff Jimmy. I feel like that really is a thing, man. Jimmy plays differently when it comes to the playoffs and the intensity. And I really thought the Draymond and Jimmy was not going to work. I thought they were too much the same guy, too much of an alpha. But they've both been able to gel together and work together seamlessly, man. It's been going fantastic for the two of them. And I think Draymond likes having somebody else that isn't afraid of him, or that brings out he has another dog on the team instead of having to always be the tough guy on the team. Sometimes it's nice to have somebody else that will have your back whenever you throw a punch. Someone else is coming out right behind you with that punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you need, bro. Those are brothers out there on the court, and if one of us gets in a fight, we all get in a fight. I better not see you over there lollygagging and be like, "Oh my God, don't be in a fight." This and that. No, you better put your hands on somebody. Like,
and damn well, Jimmy, if Draymond's getting in that, Jimmy's in there, and vice versa, man. If Draymond's in, Jimmy's in there, man. So I think that trade's going to go dividends for them. So who takes game 2?
I would say Minnesota takes game 2. I don't think, at home, I don't think Anthony Edwards is going to have that bad of a shooting night. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 40 next game. Dante DiVincenzo, he only went 3 for 11, 1 for 7 and 3, 7 points. I think he's going to have a better game. He'll probably score 10 or more points. Jaden McDaniels, he's been inconsistent, but then consistent. He was good against the Lakers because they had nobody in the paint to cover it, and he was driving into the paint. But now they got Draymond to go up against, and even Q-Post, whatever his name is. And they have the interior defense on lock with the Golden State Warriors, so it's hard for McDaniels. So he's going to have to be putting up more shots, shooting more threes. He only went 0 for 3 and 3, so maybe he'll pick it up. But with him, it's just inconsistency. But dude, you got to get more out of Rudy Gobert. You got to get more out of Mike Conley. Mike Conley can't be going scoreless in a playoff game.
Mike Conley's my guy, man. I love me some Mike Conley. Man.
I like Mike Conley too, but you can't be going scoreless in a playoff game, man. Come on, bro. Especially if you're a starter. Like, I don't know. I think Minnesota takes game 2. I think they won't shoot the ball poorly as poorly as game 1.
I'm actually going to go with Golden State's going to come out, and I think Golden State's going to take game 2 again. I think it's going to be a lot more contested game, and I think Anthony Edwards, I think you're right, it's going to probably go for at least 40. If there's an over-under, I'd probably take the over on Jimmy, or not, sorry, Anthony Edwards. Whatever the point line is that they haven't said, I'm going to probably take the over next. I think he's going to come out with something to prove, especially after head coach calling him out. But I think that's going to be a big factor in this series. That if Anthony Edwards can't show up, then I don't think they can rely on Julius Randle or Rudy Gobert to be their primary scorers. As where Golden State can still rely on Jimmy, I think, to be, as long as Jimmy can stay healthy, Jimmy can be the primary scorer. Near number 2, if Buddy Hield's coming off shooting the way he's been shooting the last few games, that's a humongous X factor. And if Draymond's still giving you some points and rebounds, I think that's huge for them. So I kind of think I'm going to stick with Golden State to take the next game, but a lot more contested game, closer. And I think you're right on Anthony Edwards will not have a showing like he did the last game, but I think he's going to come out and have a lot to prove. But it'll be one of those nights where he goes 40, 50 points and still loses.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game for sure, no matter what.
Oh, I agree.